Alright guys, what's up? This is Sebastian, and as you can see, I've got the setup. The Guru setup. This is the perfect scamming background, don't you think? No, I'm just joking. So, I wanted to make a quick video today about some stuff I've been learning recently about money, about energy, about how you might feel comparing yourself along the way, trying to grow as an entrepreneur, as someone trying to make money on the internet, and just tap into the wealth, the abundance that's out there. I'm not affiliated with this guy at all. I'm not selling his course as an affiliate. I'm not promoting it by any means. But I took a course a few days ago. I still have to get through it. I'm about 30% in. And it's been great. It's really changed my perspective on quite a few things. And the funny thing is, you've probably heard these kinds of lessons about money and about energy and spirituality quite a few times before in different sources. But the way this guy puts it all together is just so straightforward and so simple and quite easily digestible. And most importantly, it all just makes sense. It all just actually sits with you. I don't know about you, but for a really long time, and even still to this day to an extent, I'm a self-improvement junkie. So I love to just devour these books and these videos and podcasts and all this material, but it never really sticks. I can never really use it to give me the results that I want. It's great to know all these success principles, law of attraction, all that stuff. I mean, I guess it's kind of great, but how great is it if you're not making any money from it? Or you're just, in general, not getting the results that you want, whether it's, let's just talk about the three main areas, your health, wealth, and relationships. The three most important areas that everyone has got to have covered to some extent to live a good life. Pretty much everything else is secondary. And so what I'm here to talk about is there's this guy from Australia named Dan Bolton. And apparently he worked with Alex Hormozi. I did not know that until I actually got into the course and was listening to some of his videos. And he teaches a couple of key lessons in his course called Money Codes, where you can really just listen. And like I said, they're going to be familiar concepts, but the way they land is just so much more impactful because he's explaining it in a way that just does make sense. And I'll start with this. He gave an analogy. Whether you're a believer or not, pretend for a moment, for the sake of this concept, that God is real. If God were to bless someone, not you, anyone, God were to bless someone and that person was maybe just grateful for a few days, they said, okay, thanks, this is awesome, I'm so happy, and then 2, 3, 4, or 5 days later, a month later, right back to baseline. Whatever it was that was considered a blessing in that moment is now just faded into the background. It's just something they kind of expect. And that person, in fact, starts to complain and be ungrateful and express discontent with their lot in life. Do you think that God would be inclined to continue blessing that person? Probably not. Probably not. It's pretty simple, right? But when he said that, I thought to myself, that is actually so true. And again, it doesn't matter if you believe or not. If something good comes your way, and it doesn't even have to be something that is particularly new and shiny, simply waking up in the morning and recognizing what you already have is a practice. It's a form of practicing this. Because everything that you have now, not everything maybe, but there's absolutely certain elements of your reality that you have right now, whether they're physical or something intangible, like a circumstance or a feeling, that you wish that you could have at one point, be it last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I'll give you some examples. Again, waking up in the morning, having a nice, clean, safe, quiet, the dogs aren't barking, office space to record and to take calls and to just get your work done. Having good friends in your life, having family in your life, having glasses so that you can see, having an internet connection so that you can watch this video, a computer, a phone. All this stuff that we absolutely take for granted. And yet we're still audacious enough to be ungrateful. Now, here's an important thing, too, because again, like I said, these are not going to be new concepts necessarily. You've heard of this stuff before. Oh, yeah, be grateful. Oh, yeah, count your blessings. Oh, yeah, every day above ground's a good day. It's not really cliche. It is absolutely so true. You're not supposed to focus on these things as a coping mechanism or as some kind of excuse for not solving the problems that you might have in your life, whether they probably fall into one of those three categories: health, wealth, and relationships. Because if you have a wealth problem, your health and your relationships are probably going to start suffering. If you have a relationship problem, they're all interconnected. If you have a health problem, what is a sick man's only wish? And so, the things that you have right now were at one point something you wished for. Again, the cell phone you're holding in your hand. A few years ago, a year ago, I don't know how frequently you change your phone, but you might be holding it and you're already used to the fact that you have a brand new iPhone 17 Pro Max. It's your phone. But what about when it first came out and you had your iPhone 14 that was all dinged up, screen was cracked, you noticed it starting to bug out and lag a little bit when you were trying to use certain apps? Well, you would have loved to have that iPhone 17. You were coveting it. You were going into the store excited, swiping your credit card or handing over some cash. Yeah, give it to me. I want the new phone. Yes, I got it. Awesome. Hey, let's set it up. A day or two passes, 3 days, a week. Oh, dude, you got the new iPhone. Awesome, yeah. And then, okay, so you have the new iPhone. Okay, wake up, check your phone. It's the new iPhone, but it's just your phone now. It's kind of a difficult part of the human condition, because when you really think about it, there have been philosophers and really great minds that have come in the past that have really taken a deep dive into this topic that were never really satisfied. But not all of us. Because when you start to live in gratitude, like the example I gave earlier, it doesn't mean that if you just say you're thankful and grateful every single day that good things will automatically come your way. But if you had to choose in terms of living every waking hour in a certain mood and mind state, would you prefer to actually just live in abundance and good joy and freedom and good emotions? Or would you prefer to always be complaining and looking at the negatives and counting up all the things that are wrong, that you're lacking in life? Because that list will always be there to some extent. This guy, Dan Bolton, gave an example in one of his videos of a woman he knew who lived in a $3 million mansion, something like that, a fantastic home. And when her son brought another friend home to just hang out, play Xbox or whatever, the kid was just astounded because it was incredible, but it was a reminder to her of what she had, but she's gotten used to. I have to cut this short. I have to work so I can have more abundance in my life, but I hope this is useful for you.